So it's all had one coat now of the top coat. I'm just going over it, just try and remove any runs with a brush. So obviously there's some runs where the rivets are. Just get rid of those, just flatten those, and probably give them a light sanding with some 2000 grit tomorrow before applying the second coat, final. As you can see, it's actually turned out quite well with the roller. Over here, you probably can't see on the camera, bit of orange peel, but that was the last part that I did. And then over here where I started, it's very flat indeed. Camera's not really doing it much justice. Can't really zoom in. So that's the first part I did there. Now as we move over to the right hand side, it probably gets a bit more bumpy, a bit more speckly, what they call orange peel, because the paint's still setting. So I'm just going to go over the rest of these runs now with a brush. I know it's putting lines in the paint, but the nature of coach paint means that the lines will fill in as the paint sets. The paint's going to take at least 24 hours before I can give it another coat, the second coat. I'll just finish doing these runs, these minor runs, and then we're going to go over and do all the smaller pieces which are on a makeshift bench in the other part of the garage. So over here we have various components. There's the plate in there for the tunnel, for the interior. There's the tunnel itself, the gear stick shifts out of. And then over here we have the floor plates, the vent shutter, and another vent shutter, some little components down there. So I'm going to roll those next. Any tricky parts, like inside of the little on the 2mm edge of the floor plates, etc., I'll be using the brush for, and inside the holes here where the bolts are going through, I'll be using the brush first. Any little areas like this around the edge, I don't think the roller would quite get into those little bits there, and if it did, it would just apply too much paint and cause a run. So I'll just use the brush for those. Needs a rub down with 2000. So this is after 15 hours from painting, and as you can see there's still some orange peel. So quick rub down, soapy water, 2000 grit paper, and give a second coat. That will flatten down any of the orange peel there. Okay, so 24 hours later, and what I've done so far is I've flattened the first coat with some 2000 grit paper, give it a good wash, and then I've gone over, allowed it to dry a bit, and then just use some panel cleaner to get rid of any little bits of dust or debris. Going to give it a second coat now. Hopefully it should be the top and final coat. Again, I'm going to roll it on, but I will do it a little bit different this time with the roller. I'll be focusing more on certain areas to reduce any major overlap. So the bonnet's yet to be done. I've just done the other panels with the second coat. They've all had a flatten as well with some 2000 grit, dry, and then wipe down with the panel cleaner. So we'll just go and have a look at those now. So these are the other components here. There's the transmission tunnel plate. See, I've only literally just finished this, so there is orange peel. It's still settling down. There's a bit of a run starting there, so I will get the roller back on that very shortly and get rid of that. As you can see, it's nice and shiny. There are some ripples, some minor, well, it depends how picky you are, but there is orange peel there. But all I have to do, if it doesn't come out good when it dries, all I have to do is flatten it with some 2000 or some 3000 grit paper, and then just go over, run the buffer over it perhaps. But it's not too bad. It won't be a bad finish considering it's been done with a roller. I'm just trying to get the light to reflect from the paint so that you can see the finished quality. All in all, it's not too bad actually. We'll have to wait and see to see how it dries tomorrow. Right, so yesterday I used the brush to go around the rivet heads. I'm not going to do that today because it created too many runs. So I'm just going to take my time a bit more and just carefully go around the rivet head, each rivet head with the roller, just the end of it like this. That should, well, hopefully that will eliminate the amount of runs that I was creating yesterday. So as you can see, I'm just doing smaller sections at the moment, taking my time, being a bit more careful. The finish wasn't great from the first coat, however, it was only a first coat, so as long as the coverage is even, it doesn't really matter too much, I guess. The bubbles that you can see now will disappear. When the paint sets, the bubbles disappear. And the reason why I'm doing the painting vertically, with the bonnet vertically placed against the back of the Land Rover, is because mainly the huge surface area of the bonnet will just be a massive dust catcher. So if it's vertical, obviously the surface area is a lot less from dust falling down from above. Right, I'm going to put the phone down now and then I will show you when it's done.